It is Tuesday, May 6th. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is Becky Lynch's favorite writer, SP3. How you doing today, buddy?
I am doing splendid. I've been buzzing for the past 12 hours or so. As you know, In the Weeds and True Hill Heat and everywhere else that I contribute to are now WWE canon. So appreciate that. Appreciate the GOAT, Rebecca Quinn. This is a Rebecca Quinn tribute show. We're going to be talking all about the most important segment of the night last night, which was anything that Rebecca Quinn has said on Monday Night Raw or Raw Recap. That's all we're going to be talking about on today's show. But, thank you so much for everybody watching. Put a thumbs up and show your support to Rebecca Quinn and show your support to In the Weeds. Drop the thumbs up, subscribe if you are new to the channel. And of course, you can comment in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you, and send a super chat donation if you want your comment read on screen.
That was great. That was a good job, SP3. There we go. Follow B and super chat says, no fumble is what we call when they drop the GTA 6 trailer right as ITW starts. Did they actually drop the trailer? I know they delayed the stream or the game for another year. So I'm sure the trailer is great. Yeah, but the game still doesn't come out for another year. So I don't know. Let's watch the GTA 6 trailer, everybody. Let's pull this up.
All right. Send it to me in the private chat, please.
All right. We're gonna watch the trailer as friends and family here. Oh man, it's 3 minutes long. All right, I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's not releasing until May 26, 2026. So there you go. All right, I just posted it. I posted it there in the comments section. So check the comments and
doing the Lord's work here. Let's see.
Yeah. There you go, everybody. All right, everyone. So we're gonna watch this as a family, friends and family here. You got it pulled up, SP3?
Give me a second. It's loading.
Okay.
It's loading. It's coming up on screen. I'm seeing the blue squiggly line turning around and around, going in a circle. And it says, watch GT Grand Theft Auto Trailer 2 now. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, everyone. In 3, 2, 1, play. There we go. It's not appropriate for children.
Oh, so any children, please don't watch it with us. We got some old dude in a Hawaiian shirt.
It's going to be riveting radio, by the way. I was watching this trailer. It's
some
3
other
minutes
dude
of
with
nothing.
some dude with his shirt off, and he's in a tank top, and he's going to rob some people because that's what you do in Grand Theft Auto.
Dude just got backhanded.
Yeah, apparently. Apparently, this looks like a Barbie film as well, with him on the beach. Film. Yeah, that was a scene out of Barbie. People working out on the beach. Ken's. He kind of looks like a buff Max Payne.
I can see it.
He's letting his wife out of jail. Meeting up with his wife outside of jail. Yeah, this is lame. I see some sex, so that's good.
There we go.
More sex. Now they're drinking. More drinking. Now they're hanging out on a beach. It's they're hanging out on a creek. It's like Dawson's Creek. The graphics look amazing. Looks like a real film. Hot together. Oh, finally, we got some brothers in this. Oh, right. Oh, his wife is a MMA fighter, apparently.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that Metro Booming in the Miami Dolphins jersey? Now we got commercials for guns. Oh, now she's doing some government job. She's got a lot of jobs. You know, riding on a jet ski, riding on a motorcycle. He's climbing in the back of a truck. More sex. Now he's riding a motorcycle. Now he's jumping on the back of a car. Great stuff. I think that was much better than you thought it would be. I gave the play-by-play and everything. I was very good with my play-by-play here.
Yeah. But that was good. I mean, it's still another year before it comes. It's tough.
He's like, I'm not gonna get too excited. I got a year to wait, you know.
It's tough for me to get excited when it's a year away still. And that was like, it's a good trailer, but it's not like there was actual like gameplay footage in the trailer. It was all just like the cinematic stuff that you see. So, but it looks good. It looks cool. You know, I feel like it's gonna have a hard time living up to the hype, considering it's been so long since the last one. It just feels like no matter how good it is, and I do expect it to be good, it's going to be very tough for it to actually live up to the hype. As we'll find out in a whole friggin' year.
To be fair, I didn't really like GTA 5 all that much. I think that it would paled in comparison to San Andreas.
I don't remember 5 enough. My memory is not good enough to think about what happened in these GTA games. It's going to be, that'll be saying it won't live up to the hype and it's going to be $150. Yeah. By the time we get here, the game's going to be, you're going to have to buy a whole new system just to play the game. That's where we're at. So it looks fun. It looks fun. Needed more. Yeah. Needed more guns. Need more shooting. More murder.
Bust them guns. Hell yeah, we bust them guns. Yeah, we bust them guns. Yeah, north, hey, south, hey, east, hey, yes, hey. God, my bad. Oh, you were coughing, my fault.
Yes,
I didn't even see that. I was just filling dead air with singing songs, and I didn't even notice that. Vice City, San Andreas. Those are my favorite 2 GTAs.
I spent a lot of my time in college playing Vice City, so I did like Vice City.
I love San Andreas. San Andreas. It felt like I was playing a Boys in the Hood film. So I've always loved San Andreas. That's where my heart stays.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's the show. We're just gonna talk about the GTA.
Yeah, we're just gonna tell you we're gonna blind rank GTA video game.
That's gonna be that. Let us know your favorite GTA. What is Sleeping Dogs 2, Grace? I've never played that. I've never played that one. I liked shoot, what was the name of it? They made multiple. It was where you could like hack the city and stuff. Somebody will post it in the chat as I said that.
All right.
I feel like it's something with dogs. So maybe I'm completely off base here.
What, Red Dead Redemption?
No. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption was like Watch Dogs. Yes. Yeah. I knew it was something with dogs. Look at that. The chat had me. Yeah. I like the first one, Watch Dogs. The second one I wasn't really a fan of, but I did like the first one of that game. That was pretty fun. But then like it became repetitive in a lot of ways. So that's why I brought in like the second one quite as much. I don't know if they made more past. Oh, they made 3. I didn't know they made a third one. I played the second one. I was like, yeah, okay. So I didn't even get to the third one, but I did like the first one. First one was good. Sleeping Dogs was an open world GTA like game that took place in Korea. Okay. The studio got shut down. All right. I haven't played my PlayStation 5 in literal months. I cannot tell you the last time I loaded up my PlayStation 5. It's been so long. I just don't play video games anymore. It's very sad. I'm getting old, getting responsibilities. It's dumb. Shouldn't do that.
Shouldn't have responsibilities, guys.
Shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I haven't played video games in like 3-4 years. I have a sad life where I just spend time with my family. Well, that's not sad. That's actually good times. And I do a whole bunch of podcasts and a lot of writing. Which now I'm gonna shoot because I see Zeno Hour, who's basically become one of my enemies in the chat. Ridiculous comment saying, "Is that the list where Edge is ranked above Randy Orton, SMH?" First of all, she said that she's the greatest to do it. She's referring to the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, nincompoop. And then, secondly, she also did refer to my 20 greatest WWE wrestlers of all time, where she was ranked on the list. I ranked her at number 20, but she said she was number 3. She's right. I'm wrong. But Edge is higher than Randy Orton. He's only one spot higher than Randy Orton, and I think that's completely fair. Edge left more of an impact being a part of the TLC 3 than anything that Randy Orton has ever done in his goddamn career. Randy Orton has only been the number 2 guy. He had a hot streak at the beginning of 2009 that was a bucket of cold water being poured on it by WrestleMania 25 when Triple H beats him in the main event. Great job. You had a hot 3 months where you were the hottest star in the company. Congratulations. You've been here for 25 years. Congratulations. You had 3 months where you were a top guy. Edge was the number 1 heel when both of them were on top and healthy. What are we even talking about here? I understand that Jeremy Lambert doesn't like Edge, and maybe you don't like Edge, but don't disrespect the rated R superstar. Cope, we can disrespect all the time. But the rated R superstar Edge, don't do that. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do it.
I think Orton should be higher. I don't care enough to argue over it. I just think Orton should be higher. Like, he had the feud with McFoley. He had a good feud with Shawn Michaels. You know, he had a good feud with The Undertaker. He had memorable feuds.
Yeah, memorable feuds. What type of impact did he have that was like game changing? Like Edge in
the RKO.
TLC. The RKO, the move that he stole from DDP. Congratulations.
Yeah, but he made it like super special. Edge was one of 6 guys.
I mean, DDP made it very special.
Nah, no one thinks of it as the Diamond Cutter anymore. Like, it's the RKO. It became like it transcended.
I still view it as the Diamond Cutter.
Okay, but see, now this is where your list is. You're showing your non-objectivity here, because
no, I'm not being non-objectivity. I'm just saying I still view it as the Diamond Cutter.
Okay,
I won't deny that. Yes, a lot of people now recognize it as the RKO, but it's not a revolutionary. It's not leaving an impact and a game changer in the way that Edge's contributions in TLC and tag team wrestling was in the early 2000s. It's not. And Orton. A lot of people say that Orton's best feud is not the one with Mick Foley, which it is. Some people say it's not the one with Triple H, which is definitely not, because they had some awful matches. They would say it's John Cena. Now, my question to you, who had a better feud with John Cena, Edge or Randy Orton? That's the tiebreaker. Edge did, so he's higher. Congratulations.
I think you're shortchanging RKO out of nowhere as far as like impact and what that
meant. It was a great viral thing that became famous, and that Michael Cole had a lot of great calls for.
That transcends like pro wrestling, though. Like, wait, what do you mean? It does transcend pro wrestling. It became a meme. Like, it became past pro wrestling. No one's acting like Edge on TikTok. People are acting like Orton on TikTok all the time. I mean, you can make that face.
I don't have a TikTok. So
I mean, I'm correct on that. I'm correct.
So wrestling fans from the mid 2000s are doing RKO out of nowhere on TikTok. So that's transcending wrestling.
Wrestling fans today are doing RKO out of nowhere on TikTok. Yeah, that's transcending wrestling.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
Nah, I mean, to each his own. I don't see it, but hey.
Hey, kids are doing RKOs at graduations. Everybody does an RKO into the pool. Like, the RKO is big time, man.
Couldn't even say it with a straight face.
No, it is though.
The diamond cutter, yes. Everybody's doing.
No
the
one
cutter.
called like. All right, yeah, like RKO. Yeah, King Potato saying, I've seen the RKO memes for the last decade. Yeah, dude, like
memes is the real the real groundbreaker here. Memes.
I mean, when you're talking about impact, like that's kind of a big deal to have that kind of long-lasting impact on stuff outside of wrestling.
Okay, so you can give him impact over Edge. Who has better matches in their WWE careers? Edge
Neither
does.
of them.
It's Edge does. Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip. See, I'm being fair. I'm giving you impact,
okay,
and you can't be fair. You can't be objective anyway. So let's just change the subject.
Let's talk about Becky
Lynch. Becky Lynch mentioning me on Sports Illustrated.
Who has better matches? How many of Edge matches are singles matches?
Now you were just moving the goalposts. I just no,
I'm asking
better. Who has better matches? You're just moving the goalposts.
I think it's kind of even as far as better matches. Edge has the TLC matches and the ladder matches. Orton, I mentioned, like, I think the Undertaker match at WrestleMania is good. I think
No, I'm talking about great matches. Like, match of the night, match of the year candidates. Edge has more than Randy Orton. Just really think about it. Really think about it.
Okay,
like Orton's best matchup is the Mick Foley match at Backlash 2004. He has yet to have a match that evens in on that level. The only thing close in recent memory was the Gunther match.
Okay. But it's not like Edge has this giant catalog. It's not like it's a 50-1 comparison. This isn't like Will Ospreay. No,
he has more great matches in his WWE career than Orton did in his WWE career. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going by the different criterias that I made the list off of. You can give Edge, you can give Orton impact. You got to give Edge matches. Now, who has the better promos? That's obviously Edge. I know you don't like all of that, but I'm talking about Edge, rated R superstar with Lita, those cocky promos in the mid 2000s. Orton's never been a good promo. He really recently just became a solid promo, but throughout his career, he's never been a good promo.
I don't think either of them are good promos. So
see, exactly, we can't be objective here. So let's just change.
Wait, hold on, no, you can't. SP3, you can't we can't be objective. Like. If you're saying
neither one of them are good, I'm just saying who is better. I'm not saying if either one are good or not. Who has better promos in their career? It's Edge.
I prefer Randy Orton. But you're going to tell me that I'm wrong.
Name me one Randy Orton promo that you seek out. That basically
I don't seek out. But
that
here's the thing: you can say that. And I'm going to say none, but I don't seek out an Edge promo either. So, like, you're, like, trying to yell at me for
I'm not yelling at you. I ask you simple questions. I'm
giving you an answer.
You can say, I don't think either one of them are good. I just said, who's better?
And I said I prefer Randy Orton.
Okay.
That's it. Like... You think Edge is better.
You don't like Edge. This is why we can't have an objective story.
But you're acting like I'm like this giant Randy Orton fan though. Like that's not true.
No, I'm acting like you're a huge Edge hater. You're an Edge hater. You've established this.
But I'm being objective.
You're really not, but it's cool.
The Edge and Christian 5-second post stuff was good. How am I not? I've said good things about Edge. I agree he has more great matches. I don't think he has a lot, but I think he has more great matches. They're mostly tag team matches.
I had to basically pull your teeth to even get you to admit that. You want to change the goalpost. You're like, oh, how many of those are singles matches? How many of those are ladders?
Yeah,
like
I asked
just asked a simple question. I just asked a simple question. You didn't even answer the question, and you're asking me a question in response. The answer to the question was a question.
Why can't I ask questions as well, though? Like, why are you the only person that can ask questions?
Because I will answer your question.
But you didn't. Instead, you yelled at me for moving goalposts.
Because you didn't answer my question.
But then I did.
That's why I'm not gonna. I'm. If you answer my question with a question, I'm not gonna answer it. And yeah, and I did as well. He's had a lot of tag team matches and ladder matches.
Okay. Who has more great singles matches?
Edge.
You think so?
Definitely.
What's a good Edge singles match?
Mick Foley at WrestleMania 22, Jeff Hardy at Extreme Rules 2009, him and Cena at Unforgiven 2006.
I didn't like that.
Him and Matt Hardy at Unforgiven 2005.
No, those Matt Hardy matches were bad.
At 2005, the steel cage matchup?
Yeah, I think all the Matt Hardy matches were bad.
Okay. We're just different. Like, yeah, you're right. You're right, Jersey Finest. Different eras. Different biases, but we'll just move on. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
I like how like they're only one position from each other. It's not like you put Edge at like
exactly. That was how I started this whole conversation. It's like why was that even a comment? Because they're only one position higher. It's not like I put Edge at 3 and Orton at 16. No, Edge is 15, Orton is 16. Like there's not a lot that separates them. They're pretty much in the same bracket.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I would have had Orton maybe higher. Truthfully, I don't care about list. I think trying to decipher all of them are very difficult, and I admire you that you do it, and I admire that you have your criteria for it. Jay Grills has got it. Randy Orton did win the greatest match ever, so he is technically the greatest wrestler ever because he won the greatest wrestling match ever.
Well, you see, that's disqualified because Vince McMahon made that decision, not Randy Orton. So
Edge hurt himself in that match. Like, how great can you really be if you hurt yourself in a taped match?
He goes so hard, he hurt himself. You see, Orton's been accused of being lazy.
Yeah, rules.
He's never been accused of being lazy. He works all the time. Who's the harder worker? Edge. He wins.
Who's made more money? Randy Orton by far. He wins.
I wouldn't say that. Edge has more contracts than WWE.
No, Randy Orton's gotten paid compared to Edge.
Well, this most recent contract, he probably went
even before that, though. Orton was.
I don't know about that.
No,
I don't know about that. That deal that Edge signed when he came back in 2020 was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. But Orton, but he wasn't.
and that was a deal for a part-timer. So he's getting paid. He was getting paid more. And when they signed those deals, when he comes back in 2020, Edge is getting paid more than Randy Orton to work less dates.
Yeah, but Randy Orton didn't really work a ton of dates. That was during the pandemic mostly.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was working all the time. Remember, that was like one of Orton's best runs where he was here weekly. He was the number one heel in the company at that time in 2020. Because he had the Edge feud to start off the year, and then that went right into him killing all the legends, and then the Drew McIntyre feud.
Right, but it was all like pandemic stuff. That was my point. It's not like they were making a bunch of live events and everything. Like everyone was kind of part-time during the pandemic. Well, Edge was hurt. Edge was hurt that entire time.
He getting paid to recover.
In fairness, the way Orton works, he could be kind of part-time schedule for most of his career. So still got paid pretty well for all of that.
And yeah, that is true. Matt saying Edge is an actor as well. Yeah, he did. He got Disney money. So
We are not going to besmirch 12 rounds 3 that Randy Orton starred in.
But that John Cena sequel.
I'll go to the papers, SP3.
That John Cena sequel. I don't give a damn.
We are not going to besmirch Randy Orton and his great contributions to the WWE films department. Judgment Day with Edge sucked. That was awful.
It did. Definitely.
Him with it, I mean, that was post-Judgment Day.
Let's be real. Orton, Lead, and Legacy, they were booked to shit. They sucked.
Legacy wasn't good. Yeah.
They both got some shitty stables under their belt.
Remember when Edge was a floating head for one of his promos? That was after he got kicked out of Judgment Day, but he was a fucking floating head. Remember when Orton wore the night vision goggles as well? Man, they've done some dumb shit with these.
Remember when Orton had a snake sperm following him to the ring at
WrestleMania? Yeah, Kevin Owens jokes about that. That rules.
And Orton has 3 of the worst matches in WrestleMania history. Edge only has 1, and that was with Randy Orton.
I don't remember the WrestleMania match. You're not going to tell
both Bray Wyatt matches, and the pandemic Edge match.
But I actually
those are 3 of the top 12 worst matches in WrestleMania history.
Yeah, but I actually love the Bray Wyatt matches, so like you're not going to get me to change my mind and say those are bad matches.
Those were bad matches.
Hell yeah, Randy Orton did the House of Horrors match. That match was awesome.
That match sucked too. All you can name is bad Randy Orton. He had that series with Jinder Mahal in 2017.
Yeah, that was great because he made funny faces though when he dropped the Singh brothers. That ruled.
The John Cena matches outside of like 2 all sucked.
Those John Cena matches are
trying to tell me, Edge and Matt Hardy never had a great matchup. Man, John Cena and Randy Orton never had a great match.
I didn't defend John Cena and Randy Orton. I didn't say those were good matches.
No, I'm talking about the chat. The chat just saying
that. I will defend the Bray Wyatt matches. Those are hilarious. I don't care.
Hilariously bad.
Yeah, it still rules though. Still rules. You should have put Randy Orton higher. He might have given you a shout out on Raw. He might have. You're never gonna get a shout out from Randy Orton now.
Man, someone's gonna clip this and be like, "You're Randy Orton. This guy hates you.
Yeah,
60 and made Edge 50."
I'll defend you from one spot from Edge, Randy Orton. I can't really defend you much past that, but I'll defend you over Edge. Who has more social media followers? That's apparently all that matters.
Except you guys are naming memes. Memes was the big difference maker for
that. Does show like cultural impact, though. I mean, come on now, like. That shows like you did something in wrestling.
I've seen the Edge Elimination Chamber 2009 face a bunch of times on memes.
Nah, it doesn't.
I've seen that.
That doesn't transcend. Like that doesn't. 13 is asking who was above Edge. Who was right above Edge?
I gotta double check that.
Yeah, to make SP3 pull up his list. Come on now.
Yeah, that's what you guys are making me do.
You don't remember the list, the top off the top of your head?
I remember the top 5 off the top of my head.
Oh.
I do a lot of lists, guys. Just so we're aware. I knew Becky Lynch was number 20. I knew that much. Okay, so actually Randy Orton is 15, Edge is 14, and above Edge is Roddy Piper. That was my top heel section of the list. Guys who were firmly established as number twos, but they were top heels. So that was the section of the list.
Okay. I don't think people are going to argue about Piper over Edge and Orton. Should Edge be over Piper?
I would hope not. I would hope not.
No, we can't. Someone will defend it.
Zeno Hour will probably be like, "Oh, it deserves to be higher than Randy Orton and Roddy Piper too."
Yeah, look at this. Isn't even close. Look at that. That's impact.
I said I'll give him cultural impact. There you go.
That shows.
Kurt Angle's above Roddy Piper.
I mean, that's fair. Kurt Angle's got. Yeah, Piper. I don't know if Piper should be higher or not. It depends on the rest of the list, obviously.
Kurt Angle? You want Roddy Piper above Kurt Angle?
Me? Oh, no, you asking in the chat?
No, I'm talking about King Potate. He said Piper should be higher. How much higher can he be? He was the number 2 guy. Like really, like I think the top 10 are all guys that were number 1s in the promotion. Like if that was the case, then if Roddy Piper should be higher, Becky Lynch should be higher because she's the only woman who was ever the number 1 star in the company.
She should have been number 1 on that list too.
Man, she would have been mentioning me by name.
Yeah. Why can't Becky properly cite her sources out here? Just Sports Illustrated. There's an author attached to this. Rebecca. Why can't you check the byline here? Should I message Becky and be like, "Hello, Becky Lynch. I saw on WWE Raw you cited Sports Illustrated top 10 list as being number 1. It would be appreciated if you gave a proper byline credit to your sourcing there." You know what I mean? Like it's not just Sports Illustrated. Somebody wrote that list. Somebody put that list together. I feel like we gotta, proper sourcing here, Becky. That's all I'm asking for. That's all.
Thanks. So we'll invite Becky on to the show. She can come talk to us. And we can debate. I want her to debate me on why she should be higher than everybody else. 1 through 19 on the top 20 list.
She'd destroy that debate.
Yeah, she would. She was so good on Raw recap. I didn't even watch the whole thing, but I was just like, oh my God.
The best part of Raw recap is she was a little all over the place. I did watch the whole thing. Like she did get a little all over the place because she's like trying to blend, being the heel, but also like
being Becky Lynch.
Yeah, being Becky Lynch. But the funniest part was it's show business, not show friends. Bayley forgot about that. She's confused by that. She's paying $100 to text her best friend, and you can tell she pops herself so much with this comment. She pops herself so much with this and like has to play it off that like she didn't just have like this amazing one-liner. She has this big smile and then it has to cover her face because she broke character with that one. Oh, it was so good.
It was she was awesome. She was awesome. Yeah, she also called Hulk Hogan the scummiest person in the world for all you Becky Hogan idiots. Nincompoops. I was hoping literally the only people that call her Becky Hogan are people that never lived through Hulk Hogan. Like that's probably it. That's the thing. I don't think any of these people that say she's anything like Hulk Hogan actually lived through
I think people who do that just look at like, oh, this person is winning. They must be Hulk Hogan. Like that's what they look at. I mean, Becky didn't help her case by literally doing the WrestleMania 9 thing of, oh, your partner has been attacked because I did it. And now I'm going to be your partner and we're going to win the titles just to lose them the following night. I told you, I'm pretty sure I said it with you on the show. She's got to do this at Backlash. She's got to hit a big boot and leg drop at Backlash on Lyra. If she wins that way, it'd be even funnier. But just do the spot in the match. Remember when Punk did that at All In and it rolled? He did the Hogan ear cup and he did the leg drop and everything. Just do the spots in the match just to pop yourself. I think it'd be fantastic. I don't know if Shaq should do it, but she 100% should do it.
I wouldn't mind it. But yes, that made my night. Rebecca Quinn, the GOAT, the number one woman on the top 10 greatest women's wrestlers of all time. I am now Sad Iniyengi is now calling me the Sports Illustrated because when he heard Sports Illustrated, he immediately thought of me anyway. So that is my name. That's the fair. Sports Illustrated. I can't put it on Twitter or anything because I don't want to get copyright striked or anything, but I will be referred. You guys in the chat can now refer to me as the Sports Illustrated.
That's fair. I thought the segment was good. I don't know if Becky was. I don't know if our daughter is in like a trash phase where she like keeps going through the trash or whatever. But Becky made sure to like really point out that Bayley is garbage and trash. She had to say garbage like 15 times.
Yeah, she said it a lot of times. I took out the garbage. I took it out. He was like, "Do
you think she was taking shots at Seth?
Thank you.
Do you think she was taking shots
in the garbage?
Hold on. Do you think she was taking shots at Seth? She's like, I got to take out the fucking trash every night around here. I ask him to do it once, and he can't do it. I take out the trash. I take out the trash. I take out the Seth in his next promo. He's going to be like, CM Punk, you're a dirty knife because you've stabbed so many people in the back. Sami Zayn, you are a spoon who just scoops up all the adulation from everyone else. Jey Uso, you are a fork because you're multi-pronged and you can't think or stand for yourself. And I got to wash the dishes around here. I'm washing the dishes all the time. Nobody else is washing the dishes. I'm washing the dishes.
It's basically just shots of a married couple going at it with one another. I took
sessions on Raw.
I took Becky's promo from last night and the promo from last week as shots at Seth because only one person in this couple can actually change their promo style when they turn heel. It seems like Seth can't do it, so that's why they listened to my advice. What was I saying last week? What did I say? What are the things we needed to do with this new heel faction? Tell Seth to shut up and give the mic to Paul Heyman. And you see what happened? You see what happens when Triple H listens to me? You get one of the best promos we've gotten since WrestleMania with Paul Heyman. But sticking with the Becky Lynch promo, I thought this was really good. I actually liked the segment. I thought that they got the proper reaction from the fans. The fans are still warming up to Lyra Valkyria, and Lyra is basically getting like on the job training and really kind of testing her mettle against one of the better female promos in the game. And I just think Becky Lynch has been really doing really well with her promo, with switching up her promo styles, becoming this like very annoyed and irritated and erratic individual who doesn't feel like they are appreciated or getting the respect that they deserve. And it really comes off very well, and it is slowly but surely getting the boos that WWE I don't know if I said this last week, but WWE has always screwed over Becky Lynch every single time they turn her heel. Every single time they turn her heel, they have screwed her over. They turned her heel in 2018 and made her more of a babyface because she was doing it against Charlotte Flair. They turned her heel in 2021 when she's one of the most beloved women's wrestlers of all time, coming off that run when through 2018 through 2020. And they turn her heel when she first comes back on Bianca Belair, and it took 6 months for her to eventually get the heat that her work was deserving of. And now here, the third time, they have screwed her over, turning her heel because they didn't tell the proper story and let it be established, this friendship and relationship with Lyra Valkyria before Becky stabs her in the back. I know there's going to be a bunch of people who are Triple H apologists who are like, oh, this was Becky's idea. It was Becky's idea. No, you're the boss, Triple H. You don't have to listen to everybody. You don't have to listen to everybody, and you can say, yeah, that's a great idea. I just think y'all should team up for like a month. Maybe a month. I don't know. Maybe a month would make this heel turn a little bit better right off the bat if you actually told a story instead of just listening to the first person who gives you an idea. That's your job, Triple H. Do your damn job. And take out the trash, take out the garbage. But Becky Lynch is doing great work. I thought that this promo exchange was much better than the week prior, and I thought that Lyra did really well in this position, and they've gotten heat and a reaction for this feud heading into Saturday's pay-per-view. I think this and the Gunther and Pat McAfee have done the best work of making it feel like two big premium live event matches, and I hate to say that because I don't like to compliment Pat McAfee, but he's done really well too. So I think Lyra and Becky have done great work.
Pat McAfee's a good promo. It's a better promo than Edge.
Disrespectful to Edge being an activist for Black History Month. That's one of my favorite Edge promos ever.
I thought the Becky Lyra segment was very good. And I could have lived with a little less garbage mention by Becky, but now that I've surmised that she was just taking shots at Seth Rollins, I now appreciate the promo a little bit more. Pat McAfee and Gunther, look, it was good stuff by both of them. Gunther should still kill him in like 2 minutes, but it was still good stuff by both guys.
I don't like him as a commentator, but he's really good at the wrestling stuff. His promo work is really strong. Like the promo last week was really well done, and I think this one was even better. He does a great job of basically embracing the fans and talking about stuff that will get him big cheers and get behind him. He's easy to rally behind when he starts talking, and his whole story about being a kid in the upper deck, wanting to be a pro wrestler and dreaming about doing this. It's like, if you didn't know who he was, it's slightly inspirational. If I didn't know who he was. But it's slightly inspirational the way he delivers it, and Gunther had the best response ever. Just Gunther, I just want him to murder him so bad. Like, I don't know if that was the intent, but this promo made me want him to murder Pat McAfee so much.
Oh, he should 100% kill him in like 5 seconds. Like, that's what it should be. I don't think it will be, but that's what it should be. I'm sure McAfee will get like his hope spots. McAfee's like, he's an athlete. I was a punter, but still an athlete. I still played in the NFL. Is still in like good shape and everything. But Gunther should still kill him in 5 seconds or less.
Excellent promo exchange, though. Got to give both guys credit for that. So, those are two of the three big promos from last night. There was 3 really good to great promos on the show.
McAfee, say what you will about him, his commentary is not for everybody. I've kind of learned to just tune him out and everything, but good promo. He's done well in the matches that he's had. You know, it's every other celebrity match where it's well laid out and well executed, because he can execute it well, and there's standout moments in it, and so he's able to perform at a pretty high level for the one match. You know, could he do it week in, week out? Who knows? Probably not. But for the one time a year he has to wrestle, he can pull it off. I know people like to, you know, make the comparison of like, oh, this would be like after Swerve Strickland lost the AEW title and he feuded with Excalibur or Nigel. And I get the point of that. Far be it from me to defend Pat McAfee or WWE. But let's not pretend like, as much as I like Nigel, and as much as Nigel can still go and still perform very well in like the Danielson match and All In and everything, there's a reach difference between them. And that's what WWE looks at. Like, this is not, oh, it's Swerve Strickland against Excalibur. Like, Excalibur is known in wrestling circles. Pat McAfee does a show literally every single day that millions of people watch. You can say, does it make any impact on WWE? Is it translating to viewers? The Netflix numbers are the Netflix numbers. It doesn't look. They've basically been where they've been at since past the premiere episode. But McAfee draws attention, and that's why McAfee has his spot on the show. That's why Logan Paul has his spot on the show. You can disagree with it. You can want other people in those roles, and I don't disagree with that. But also understand there is a difference between the level that Pat McAfee and the level that Nigel McGuinness and Excalibur and Taz are at when it comes to the attention that WWE is seeking.
Yeah, this is the Pat McAfee and Gunther matchup is going to be the matchup that is going to be on like your ESPNs in the clips and stuff like that. Sports Center will probably have to say something about it because Pat McAfee is such one of their biggest stars on the ESPN kind of payroll. It's going to transition into the mainstream out of probably even more than Cena versus Orton, which
Cena versus Orton is that's a wrestling feud. Like John Cena hasn't garnered, I think, the attention that he probably should have at this point. Like they're just, the heel turn obviously blew up. But after that, there just wasn't much to it. Like The Rock never showing up certainly didn't help. And then he got laid out at every turn with Cody and now Orton. And then the WrestleMania match was bad. And the Orton stuff, I think the promos have been good, but he's just been laid out again. And it's not like Cena's doing a ton outside of the stuff in the ring either. Like Cena's not doing a bunch of media. He was on the McAfee show after WrestleMania, but otherwise that's been it. Like Cody, last year after he won the title, he was going on USA Today. He was going on Good Morning America. He was doing all this kind of stuff. Cena, because he's a heel and he's got to play this character, he hasn't done any of that. So it hasn't probably gotten the attention in the eyes that they were hoping for, but don't book a bad heel turn after you do it.
Yeah. I think we can all admit it was a misstep not doing it at WrestleMania now.
It was a misstep in that the follow-up just wasn't there. Like, I don't think the Elimination Chamber turn was bad, and I don't think the
Elimination Chamber turn was great. I'm saying that I think it would have been just as big if he does it at WrestleMania. I don't know if he gets so much of the media attention that if he turns at WrestleMania, if The Rock's not involved. Of course, I think The Rock being involved made it so big and impactful in the follow-up to Elimination Chamber, but they did not know what they were doing after because The Rock was gone, and they didn't know how to even address The Rock, where he only got one or two mentions in the follow-up to everything. So yeah, if that was what the follow-up was going to be, and the match at WrestleMania was still going to be what it was, then it would have been better if you had the impactful ending of John Cena turning heel, the white whale that I was talking about before Elimination Chamber, the white whale of pro wrestling, John Cena turning heel at the end. I think that would save what would have been just an average. It would have been looked at as an average WrestleMania main event, not as one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time.
The ball was dropped immediately on the heel turn because Cena wasn't there the following night or 2 nights after on Raw. So it's like, oh, you have this big closing angle to Elimination Chamber. Anyway, John Cena will be here in 2 weeks to talk about things. So they couldn't even do a great immediate follow-up. And then you want to talk about outside of wrestling stuff. Again, John Cena did no media leading up to WrestleMania. Like none. That was your WrestleMania main eventer, and he did no media. Because he did the McAfee show after WrestleMania. He did like one interview, I think, with he promoted the hair care stuff, like Pantene Pro V or something. Like that's what John Cena was promoting. It was wasn't hair. Sunblock. It was sunblock.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
talking about drumstick.
He did that drumstick ad, but he didn't do like an interview. But he promoted like the sunblock, and that was the big promotion for Cena. Cody was in a weird spot of he was doing promotion, but no one like asked about The Rock, and he couldn't talk about The Rock anyway. So that felt just strange when he's doing all this promotion and he's like only talking about Cena, and then no one brings up The Rock and it like selling the soul or anything like that. So I don't think Cody was even asked like great questions to do stuff. And then The Rock didn't promote shit, like literally didn't promote anything when he was part of the whole build up to Elimination Chamber. Like, so you had even the outside media, they weren't doing enough to promote. And then you had,
but I think Cena does more media if he's a babyface going into WrestleMania.
Oh, 100%. He does. But that doesn't stop them. Like, that shouldn't have stopped them from doing media as a heel, though. Like, he could have, for all The Rock and his flaws and everything last year, The Rock was doing social media promos as the final boss. Like, The Rock was promoting last year.
The Rock was doing more than Roman, though.
Yeah,
like
The Rock was on Kimmel or Fallon. He was on all these shows.
We're comparing Cena to the Rock when we should be comparing him to Roman. They did the same amount of media before WrestleMania 40. He did the same amount of media before WrestleMania 41 that Roman did before WrestleMania 40. I think all Roman did, I think he was on Jimmy Kimmel Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, he was with Roman he's with Rock on that. Sorry. Roman just doesn't do a ton of media anyway, though. Like Roman never been a media guy, especially since the tribal chief era. Like he just does one or two things and that's it. Like Cena's always been a media guy, and he did no media leading up to this because they wanted to protect the heel stuff when like that's good to an extent, but it's WrestleMania. And it's John Cena's last WrestleMania. You got to figure out how you can utilize him in the media as a heel. And they couldn't figure that out.
To be fair to John Cena, because I see my arch nemesis Zeno Hour saying Cena could have used social media to cut promos, but he didn't. Cena doesn't use his social media. That's why he follows all of us.
Yeah,
he posts memes. He'll give his people an inspirational quote to post, but he is not on like at least with The Rock, it's like a collaboration with his team and himself for what he puts on social media.
Triple H. He loves collaborating with Triple H.
Oh, of course. He's a great collaborator. We love doing collaborations together. But Cena, like 90% of what he puts on social media is his team. It's not him.
Yeah. Paul Heyman opened Raw. Well, Jey Uso opened Raw, and Paul Heyman cut him off. And Paul Heyman proceeded to explain why he hates everybody and why everybody left him in the dust and why he aligned with Seth Rollins, because he rescued Roman Reigns from the island of irrelevancy. He saved him from being a big dog, from being a little pup. And then what did Roman do after he lost? He just went away, and he did not return the favor of saving him. When he returned, he came back for his Ulufala, not for his wise man. And then CM Punk put him in a no-win situation by putting him in his corner, forcing him to betray his tribal chief, and he was not okay. He was
he was spitting, like who would think it's a good idea to have Seth Rollins cut promos instead of this guy? Who thought that was a good idea?
It was a very good promo by Paul Heyman. A very needed promo by Paul Heyman to explain what was going on with. He did a lot of this stuff on McAfee's show. But this was way better than the stuff he was saying. This was way more fleshed out than the stuff he said on McAfee's show. And the delivery was great. Paul's very good at committing to whatever he needs to commit to. And you believe him when he speaks. And this was a fantastic promo by Paul Heyman. All the setup, Triple H being a coward and not putting the title on Seth Rollins.
Yo, it was like, dude, when they made that match on this show, I was like, I had people telling me, "Oh, they ended Jey Uso's title reign tonight." I was like,
nah.
I can tell you a match that's going to end in a non-finish from a mile away. This was
they telegraphed it even worse because, we joke on this show all the time of like, there's always one DQ finish every single show. Without fail, there's going to be a DQ finish. And we got to the main event and there had been no DQ finishes up to that point. And it's like, well, guess what match is getting that DQ finish?
It's like every show needs at least one DQ finish in WWE nowadays, and this was the one. But man, the Paul Heyman promo was an absolute masterful performance by Paul Heyman. Just the character work, the context of everything he was saying, where everything he said had a lot of truth within it, but you just look at it from a different perspective, and Paul Heyman made you flip that if you did look at it from a different perspective, and it made him feel like the victim in all of this. He left me alone with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the Tongans. Oh my god, he was so good. The emotion on his face, where he's gotten the Braun Breaker tan, and he gets more red as he's going through everything, and he starts tearing up, his eyes start getting red, and just how he just goes just apoplectic. He has a complete meltdown and crash out. Jey Uso's reaction to this was some of Jey Uso's best work, because Jay's just reacting like, are you okay? I was like, that's the best promo that Jey Uso's ever cut. Him saying, are you okay? It was a perfect response to Paul Heyman having a complete and utter meltdown. But everything, this is what we needed last week. We needed this last week. We needed the Paul Heyman explanation on why he turned. Like, I think you said it last week as well, that, yeah, he kind of explained it on Pat McAfee show. I was like, no, that's not WWE TV. We need it on WWE TV. And you see that this is so much better because he was able to be the Paul Heyman character. That was Paul Heyman explaining it as Paul Heyman, the man trying to play a character on the Pat McAfee show. This is Paul Heyman on WWE TV being the Paul Heyman character and explaining why he is the mastermind. I put together the bloodline for 5 years, and he let it all go away by being too focused on Seth Rollins and losing the damn title to Cody Rhodes. And what did he do afterwards? He left me. He left me with the Tongans. He left me with Solo, left me with Jacob Fatu, and they tried to end my career. And he came back, no, not to come to my rescue, but for his Ula Fala. Like, oh my God, it's so. And then he said, I made a promise to my best friend when Roman Reigns was still playing football in high school. I was like, this is the Paul Heyman we've needed. And then just his meticulous kind of breakdown of the challenge, saying, oh, Seth Rollins, he needs that. That's power. That's respect. Building up the world championship, making the world championship feel like this big piece of what's the real main event storyline. And this was my complaint about last week with the Jey Uso and Logan Paul segment, that it felt like so far down. It felt like the World Heavyweight Championship was right back to being a mid-card title that it was in a couple of weeks heading into WrestleMania, where he's feuding with Logan Paul. And yes, he's still feuding with Logan Paul. Logan Paul comes out at the end of the night and punches out Jey Uso, but he made the world title feel like such an integral part, the most important piece of what they're trying to build with this main event faction with Heyman, Rollins, and Breaker, and he broke it down so well. And I love the expedition that he gives us later in the show, right after that backstage, when Seth Rollins basically was like, I was a mastermind. I told you this would happen. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Yeah. And then he breaks it all down to Braun Breaker. Like, Seth Rollins has been focused on him. Jey Uso is all on emotion. He's not focused on Seth. He's focused on Logan Paul. He's been focused on Gunther. CM Punk and Roman Reigns were all focused on Seth Rollins, on beating him at WrestleMania, and Seth still won. If someone's not focused on Seth, they're not going to be able to win. He's a sniper, and we'll get the most important piece. We'll get the keys to the castle. That was basically like in the Thunderbolts movie that I recently saw, when they tell you everything about each of the characters in Expedition. It was basically that, but I loved it because it's Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman explaining it's a Braun Breaker. I don't know why I found this so funny, but I did. Because he goes up to Braun, he's like, do you see what's happening? And Braun's like, I think so. I think I get it. Like, he kind of laid it out already. Like, considering Paul Heyman's coming back here jovial, even the announcers, like Michael Cole was like, Paul Heyman just got one over on Jey Uso. Like, Paul Heyman wanted Jey to take the match tonight. Like, Michael Cole pointed that out on commentary.
No, but he did it after this segment. He didn't do it right after the
No, he did it. He hit it as Paul Heyman was leaving the ring. Like, after Jey.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Michael Cole said on commentary, like right after Jey said, let's do it tonight, Heyman was like, I think Heyman just got exactly what he was actually out here for. Like, he wanted Jey to do the match tonight. Yeah, Heyman said it right on Michael Cole said it on commentary right after Jey agreed to the match. So then just Paul going back there, and like they're laughing, and Seth is like, we got what we wanted. Heyman's like, we got what we wanted. And Braun just standing there is like, I think I get it. I think I understand what's going on. And then yes, Heyman gotta explain it to him like he's 5. Like, here is why this is the masterful plan. And Braun's like, okay. That makes sense. Like, clearly he did fine in math because he had Steiner math. Logic, Logic 101, Braun might have had a little struggle with.
I don't know what he got graded if he's using Steiner math.
True. So it was good though. The segment was good, and then we got to the main event. I gotta stop with Seth Rollins being like this babyface wrestler in this character. We gotta not do that. Seth can have great matches. I know that. I don't need him to go out there and still wrestle like he is babyface Seth Rollins and being resilient and doing top rope superplexes into a Falcon Arrow and kicking out of the top moves and everything. Wrestle more as a heel. That's all I'm asking.
He can't do promos as a heel. What made you think he was gonna wrestle as a heel? He refused. It's like he's refusing to switch up anything about him. Like, overall, it just seems like that's what he's choosing to do. It made the match better. I thought that this was one of the better no DQ. Gonna be a DQ finish matches that they've done in recent times, because the crowd was so into the action, especially with the near falls down the stretch. I thought that Seth Rollins looked really bad though with that second curb stomp, and he takes forever to pin. He didn't even pin him. He was waiting for the CM Punk cue. Oh
Yep.
my God. That annoyed me. So he could have won in the time that he waited to CM Punk's music to hit.
I don't know who messed up there as far as CM Punk's music hitting, but Seth didn't come out of this looking good because it took him forever to, and he didn't even pin him. Like he could have just pinned him. If you're Seth, like you gotta go for it. You gotta pin him. And if they're late on the music cue, that's their own fault. That's better than you looking stupid, because I thought Seth just looked dumb. And it didn't make Jay look good because Jay 100% would have lost if Seth doesn't take forever and CM Punk doesn't return. Like people already think Jay is sort of a weaker champion. You can't make him look even weaker by doing stuff like this. Seth should have pinned him, and if the music cue was late, Jay should have kicked out, and it would have been fine because at least Jay then would have like, oh shit, he kicked after all that, he still kicked out. Like he is like a fighting champion. Seth is the heel. It's not going to damage Seth that he did not get the pinfall off of that. It's fine. Oh, yeah. The match was overall good. The layout and then the miscues hurt it and just didn't make a whole lot of sense from the character perspective for both of these guys.
Yeah. Really, really strong matchup. Really strong way to close the show. I think that match and the Io Sky and Roxanne Perez were like the two best matches on last night's show. So this was better than last week's show. I thought last week's show, it had its highs, but it definitely had its lows as well. And a lot of things did not work. Most of all, Seth Rollins not switching anything up with his promo style to start the show. Like pretty much I was down on last week's show from the opening promo with Seth. I'm a revolutionary. I'm a visionary. I hated that, and I think I did not like a lot of the show last week. Still gave it like a slight thumbs up, but this was a solid thumbs up right here, this show, because it had the great promo work that we saw throughout the night, and it had two really strong matches with the main event and Io Sky and Roxanne Perez, where Io Sky just continues to prove she's the best wrestler in WWE today. Sorry, Gunther. Sorry, Seth. Well, not you, Seth. You don't know how to wrestle as a heel. But sorry, Gunther. Io Sky is the best wrestler in WWE right now.
Credit to Roxanne, who is wrestling as a heel, because
yes,
she could have a different kind of match, and it does make her style a little bit more safer and we'll say boring, but that's fine as the heel that she is supposed to be. I'm completely fine with that, because heels should be a little bit more boring. Like they should. You want to do some cool stuff, like work it into the match, like as long as it makes sense from that perspective. I think Ricochet does a good job with that. I think Ricochet blends heel character work in the match with, hey, let me do this cool spot, but then let me like jaw with the fans and let me agitate the fans after I do this cool spot. Like it's a cocky heel move when he does it, where Seth just feels like he just wants to do his cool shit, and it's not a cocky heel thing.
The best example of that, of Ricochet, the difference between Ricochet and Seth hits his big frog splash in the match last night with Jey Uso, immediately goes for the cover. So there's no difference in Seth Rollins as a heel, this character, than Seth Rollins when he was a babyface. He does a big top rope move. He's going for the win to get the win. Ricochet, however, hits his 630 on Swerve Strickland back at Revolution and then walks around like this. Like, oh, you see what I did? I'm so cool. And then goes for the cover. He's so cocky, he cost himself the victory.
Yeah. Like that's the difference between the two. And I wish Seth would switch it up and just work more as a heel. And we'll see if he eventually gets there. Don't know. But
it feels like Seth doesn't want the fans to not like him.
And that's probably true. Like, that's probably true. But you're a heel. You should want
like why does his wife get this? But he does. Like, Becky has completely changed her promo style. Like, her promo style, I think Big Man Dogs mentioned in the chat. She's intentionally trying to sound as annoying as possible, that to get the heat that was necessary. And even like someone like Roxanne Perez, who was really good as the plucky underdog babyface, but her turning heel at the beginning of 2024, she's really matured before our eyes and become a really strong heel worker, where she's working over the leg against Rhea Ripley. She worked over the leg against Io Sky. I thought Io Sky showed a little bit of a difference in, like, you could just compare her work in the flashy, fast-paced triple threat match of the year candidate with Rhea and Bianca to last night's matchup, where she's doing a lot more selling. When she's going for the double knees in the corner, she like stumbles because of the work being done on her knee. Like those two worked really well with each other, because we knew you could just watch the matchup and never had watched before, and you knew Roxanne was the heel, Io was the babyface.
Yeah. Give Roxanne credit to her. She has adapted her style to work as a heel on the main roster. And it's going to pay off more for her in the long run. Where Seth, just slow it down. That's all. Don't have to do your cool moves. It'll be okay.
And Roxanne still does cool moves. She pulled out the freaking Mako Satomura cartwheel kick to the back of the head in the matchup. She was still able to do it in a heelish manner. Like, you can still do these cool moves, but you have to add in the character work to show the difference between Seth from 2 weeks ago to Seth being now the top heel in the company. I'm just so frustrated with Seth Rollins right now. He might get LVP later on Rated Raw Review, because he's pissing me. He got LVP last week for that stupid, I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary, I am Seth. Freaking Rock. You're playing to the fans. You're doing the surf. You're doing swimming and high-fiving fans on your way to the ring. You're the top heel.
I was trying to think of another LVP to maybe help Seth out a little bit, but I'm not sure there is one. I mean,
the Judgment Day is always a good shout.
They didn't really do anything. I mean, JD McDonough just like had a match, and then Judgment Day was like backstage.
They had a 4-on-1 advantage against Penta and still lost.
Yeah, well, Penta gets set up for maybe Austin Theory. That was the worst match on the show. And
I actually liked that match. I actually liked it. I don't think it was that bad. It might have been the worst match on the show. No, actually, I would say that match was actually slightly better to me than Penta and JD.
Okay. All right. Rusev and Otis. What about just all of Alpha Academy?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Rusev beat the crap out of all of them.
As he should. I mean, like, we'll see what happens with Rusev after all of this, once they move Academy stuff, because they're in a long-term thing with Alpha Academy. Can only beat, he's already beaten Otis. He can beat Tozawa once, and then what are you doing? Like, there ain't much to do after that.
It's like, thank God he came back to the ring. I thought they were gonna finish the segment with him walking away from Tozawa. I was like, please just go back to the ring. Please don't ruin this for me.
Just beat up Tozawa.
Man, just beat up Tozawa, please. Yeah. And he did that. So, and this made him look like a monster, and that was the intention of the whole segment. I'm like waiting and seeing with the whole Rusev return. I'm not feeling it. Doesn't move me yet. We'll see when it moves me.
It's been 3 weeks, so
yeah, it's been very distinctly mid card. Him and Alistair.
Yeah, because they put him in there with Alpha Academy. Like, that is the mid card at best.
That's lower card.
Yeah. Like, as I'm saying, at best it's mid card. Like, you're right. It's even lower than that. Like, it's Alpha Academy. Ain't doing anything with them. Who should Rusev feud with afterwards? After he beats Tozawa, like what's a good feud for him?
Based on his promo last week, I would say whenever Jay's done with Logan Paul, he should be the next challenger. Just go right to the top. I don't necessarily need like Rusev to go on like long winning streak or undefeated streak before he's in like the title picture. I think it does more for him if he's feuding with top guys to make him feel like a top guy again.
I'm with you. I like a Jey Uso promo, but Jey Uso like did fulfill his potential. He won the world title.
But he also said those who are too cocky, so he feels like he's too cocky after winning the world title. He's flying too close to the sun.
I don't know if that's like he's a heel. You can get away with it. You can say it's true, but I don't know if it's like fully true. There's gonna be great promos where Rusev is like, "I'm going to redeem you and drag you into the abyss," and Jey Uso's like, "1 word, 4 letters." Ooh.
When Jay's cutting promos like this, but I can't breathe because I did my entrance way too many times.
I like the before the yeet.
Yeet.
He got in Paul Heyman's face, but like the crowd was like into like Jay firing up on Heyman and them getting the match tonight. They were like popping and everything. So Jay, when he's like backing Heyman into the corner, he's trying to do it, and the crowd doesn't even yeet because they're actually like cheering what was happening with the segment. It's like you got your promo over more than your catchphrase there. Like, let that sit.
He didn't let it sit. He should have took his time before, but I guess he had to hit his time cue too. So
yeah, they're very important on Netflix. They can't go over any of their time on Netflix.
Remember before they went to Netflix, they was like, oh yeah, we won't have to censor the crowds anymore. They still try to. Yeah. Anytime the crowd starts saying holy shit or any type asshole and stuff, they're always blinking it out. I was like, I would have sworn there was a whole bunch of WWE fans that was like, yeah, Netflix, going to Netflix, going to be no more censoring and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, just still the same show. They're still censoring stuff. It's pretty dumb. It's a little annoying. We weren't expecting the Attitude Era to return, but like, you can't say shit. What are we doing here? You're gonna censor shit. What are we doing? Anything else from Raw? Sheamus returned.
Glad he's off the bench. We got him. We got somebody off the bench.
He wasn't benched. They don't bench people. No, they don't bench people.
They do. Oh my bad. I gotta talk about people that are being benched on AEW. If I talk about people being benched,
they don't bench people in WWE. Sheamus was. What if he just didn't show up to the game? He wasn't benched. Like he just didn't show up.
He was benched in New York. He was in New York. He went to Amazing Red at House of Glory, and he was training there when they were at Madison Square Garden.
He was working out. He's doing the Celtic Warrior workouts and everything. You can't say Sheamus was benched. It doesn't happen. They need to hurry up with this Theory and Waller turn. I feel like we've teased it for a year now.
It has been. It's not. You didn't feel that, Jeremy. That's what it's been. It's been a year. They were doing this when they were WWE Tag Team Champions in 2024. It's the year of our Lord 2025. It's been a year of them teasing the Theory and Waller breakup. And now they just brought it back after it took a couple of weeks off, and then they just brought it back again. But who knows if they're going to be on TV next week? So,
can they just hurry up and do the turn and save my guy Grayson Waller and make him the top heel in the company, and Austin Theory can go back to Evolve or something?
Disrespectful. I can't wait for babyface Austin Theory. Gonna be doing all the moves that got him a WWE contract again because he's gonna be a babyface and he can actually have a move set because when you're heel in WWE, they don't let you have a move set. Seth, cut out half of your move set now that you're a heel because that's the thing.
Seth has a move set though.
No, but he has to cut half of it since he's a heel now.
Babyface Austin Theory sounds terrible.
I can't wait to cheer for Austin Theory.
All right. I know what'll sell you though. Grayson Waller, top heel in the company. You know who his he has a new entourage. Just wait. You don't make that face until you hear my pitch, just like I pitched Tetsuya Naito and Chase U.
Oh God, that was awful.
Grayson Waller, top heel. You know who his group around him is?
Who?
Vanity Project.
You sold me.
Yeah, I knew that would get you.
Vanity Project, let's go.
Grayson Waller and Vanity Project. Come on now, that's money right there.
Money.
That's absolute money.
That is money. We need that on SmackDown though, because we have to do 3 hours for a little bit longer. So we need to fill time.
Raw, SmackDown, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Just get Grayson Waller as the top heel and put him with Vanity Project.
Right.
That's a money group right there.
Great. Zeta Steel.
WWE
Bryce
Raw.
Donovan. Jackson Drake. Grayson Waller. The
WWE Raw trades Austin Theory for Vanity Project. Austin Theory can go to Evolve and
don't be disrespectful. He can go to SmackDown. We need bodies for 3 hours. No SmackDown.
Sure. He can feud with Aleister Black.
No, he's gonna be a babyface.
Well, Aleister Black is not truly good, and he's not truly evil. So
no man is ever truly good, but you can never be equal.
So send Grayson Waller to TNA, or to send Austin Theory to TNA. Austin Theory and Joe Hendry. That's the money feud right there. Austin Theory can be like, you want to wrestle John Cena. You're on social media all the time. I want to wrestle John Cena. I beat John Cena at WrestleMania. I should be the guy you want to wrestle. And then Austin Theory beats him. And Austin Theory is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Wouldn't mind that. Austin Theory, TNA World Champion. Sign me up.
Would you put Austin Theory higher than Randy Orton on a tier list?
No, I would not. I would put Austin Theory higher than Joe Hendry.
Wow, really? I mean, I can't.
Ability. On wrestling ability alone. Not on being over in character work, but wrestling ability.
Like, what's the best Austin Theory match?
Pat McAfee at WrestleMania 38.
Pat McAfee carried him on that one.
No, him and Edge had a good one. Him and Edge when he beat Edge. He's one of the few people. He beat Edge. That's how good he is. You know how many people could beat Edge since he came back? Only 8.
Did he beat Edge?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
With the help of the Judgment Day, but he still beat him.
Okay. I believe you.
He still beat him. Yeah. That's more than he pinned him too. That's more than Finn Balor can say.
Yeah. True.
Finn Balor's career hasn't been the same since he didn't pin Edge at WrestleMania 39.
Yeah, Austin Theory beat John Cena, which is hilarious if you think about it.
Cody Rhodes couldn't do it, but Austin Theory could. Let's go. 8-Town down.
Dude. John Cena's last loss at WrestleMania is gonna be Austin Theory.
8 down, 8 down, 8 down.
Like, that's his last loss at WrestleMania.
Look at this. Look at you. Want to hear this illustrious list of people who have beaten John Cena at WrestleMania? This illustrious list. Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Who is next? The Miz.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Yeah. The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
Yeah. And Austin Theory.
And Austin Theory.
There's got to be more, right?
No, I think that's his 5 losses.
Didn't he lose a triple threat match?
At Randy Orton.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
Oh yeah, Bray. Bray does count. You're right. I was thinking that when you said Undertaker, I was like, no, there's one after the Undertaker.
Yeah, the Funhouse.
Yeah,
match.
This is Bray Wyatt. So there's six losses for John Cena, and Austin Theory is one of them. And I don't think that that's even the worst match out of those 6 losses. I think Miz match is much worse.
The Miz match is worse because it was the main event, and in fairness, Miz got concussed, so that's a tough spot to be in.
And it was more about the special guest host than it was about either guy.
Yeah. The Theory match was awful, though. That was the start of John Cena just coming in and paler than Sting at Starrcade and not caring about what's happening.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, myself, I personally think the Undertaker match is worse because he should have been retired.
That's like a.
I hate it.
Match.
I hate it. I will tell you. I literally left my seat. I was there at WrestleMania 34.
Well, so did John Cena.
Once the gong, yeah, me too. See, I was just like Cena. I was like, I'm leaving my seat. I don't want to. Why are we? I saw y'all cry. People around me were crying at WrestleMania 33 when they thought it was the end of Undertaker, and then he came back a year later. And then I had some dad getting mad at me because I was like, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Why is he back? He was like, you're ruining it for my son. Your son should know that this is not something worth cheering for.
Let that kid be a fan, SP3. You stop being a critic.
A fan of an old, miserable Brett Favre in wrestling mother. Man.
You don't be a critic. That kid just wants to be a fan.
Fair. That's fair.
I can't believe Austin Theory beat John Cena in front of a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids, too.
Make-A-Wish entrance, I forgot. He said, F them kids. I still
God, that match was awful. You knew that match was going to be bad when you saw Cena's tan. Cena was just, he didn't care. He was like, I ain't even tanning for this shit. Just going to come out here, get this money, and move forward. I'm done. I'm over it all. And 2 years later, they put the title on him.
No.
Anyway, Grayson Waller with the Vanity Project is the real headline here. That's where we need to go. Anything else from Raw?
No, I think that's everything we needed to touch on with Monday Night Raw. We do have to talk about some news as AEW and Ring of Honor got in the mix on the releases. I don't know if this is a release or not. I don't know. With the Righteous being removed from the AEW roster section, and it has been confirmed by, I believe, PW Insider that they have left the company. They're done with the company.
Weird, I'll say timing, but they just promoted their return to ROH television like a week ago. So they promoted their return, and now they're just gone.
I think they came back for a matchup like 2 weeks ago. They teamed up with Premier Athletes to be, I believe, SAP and the Kingdom in the 8-man tag team action. And I think they're on like one of these shows coming up, the Ring of Honor shows. So I guess this is their last appearance. It really feels like, to me, they just had to do like a couple of more shows. They like have a per date deal, and they had a couple of more shows to do before they could let them go. That's what it feels like, because they literally just came back for like a couple of shows and then they're gone.
Yeah, it was weird timing. I mean, outside of a couple of spots, like the only thing I really remember them doing, they both lost to MJF, right? When the MJF was one armed and beating him up at
Wrestle Dream 2023.
Yeah, like that was the only memorable thing that they did. Like they had the good feud or a feud with Dustin and Sammy. Like that was
It was a good feud.
Yeah.
It was actually a good feud. I like that feud. I said that was probably the highlight of this Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara title reign.
It's like
that has gone on for 258 days, Jeremy. I've been living in a nightmare of my preciously Ring of Honor being represented by Dustin Rhodes as a double champion. He's been trios champion for nearly a year and has been tag team champion for 258 days. We're building what should be a developmental around a guy who is almost at retirement age and AARP age.
I don't know where the righteous land. There was the WWE interest way back when, and Vincent like showed up to the NXT tapings at one point. So I don't know if WWE still has interest, because that was when they were talking about maybe putting them with like the Wyatt Six. This was before Bray had passed, so that's how far back the interest kind of goes. So I don't know where they actually land. I mean, TNA might be a spot. Yeah. And I don't know where they fit in WWE, because the Wyatt Six is like filled out at this point. You're not going to do anything there. And I see somebody in the chat mentioned like teaming with Cross. All right. Like we just had Karrion Kross with heaters in AOP, and didn't like after the Wyatt stuff, like he's thrived way more on his own. Like I kind of like Karrion Kross just being on his own right now. Like I don't really need him with people who speak in riddles and doing that. Like I just
go ahead. And I also don't see them, if they did go to WWE, I don't see them starting anywhere but NXT. They weren't over enough in AEW and ROH, or even their previous stint in ROH, even Vincent's previous stint in TNA. They weren't over in any of those places to basically make it like worthy of them being immediately to the main roster type guys. You could say, oh, that's a good role for them to start off in, but Cross is a guy that they're just trying to get over. Why would they saddle them with two other guys that they also have to get over all at the same time when they're going in the right path of getting crossover right now? That wouldn't make a lot of sense. So I think that they would start out at NXT, but I agree with Louisville and Lab Class in the chat. The best place, the most logical place, is them going to TNA and doing what it seemed like they were already teasing about doing. I think we gotta learn more information about that. I'm sure Sean will do a report on it, where I think that maybe the original idea was for them to team with Elijah and go and start off in TNA together as a unit, and they still had to finish up their dates with ROH and AEW, because it is weird. Yeah, I agree with Bob McGee as well. It feels like their contracts ran out, or they were out of dates. They just had to finish their date. I don't think it was a release.
Yeah, I think it was just, I don't think anyone has said release, and we apologize if that wasn't clear when we first mentioned that, because I don't think anyone has used the word release with them. I think it was more contract running out. Yeah, no one has said anything about a release. No one has said anything about contract running out either. The only thing, so this was the report from PW Insider, so I'll make sure I make things very clear here. The Righteous have departed AEW and Ring of Honor. We are told the departures took place about a week ago. They'd been with AEW and ROH since March of 2023. and that's it. Like, again, nothing about being released, not even anything about contracts running out. That would be the more likely scenario is contracts running out, but it hasn't been clarified either way. So
yeah. Like, for the most part, AEW has been very, very selective with anybody that they've released. Like, they don't do like the mass releases that have become like a yearly thing multiple times a year sometimes. Like, even this year, we're only 5 months into the year, and WWE's had 2 different mass releases so far this year. You never know with them if they're just going to be 2. But like, AEW has been very, very sparingly they've ever had releases, and even a bunch of releases at the same time. A lot of the times it's just the contract has run out and they decided not to renew it. And most of the time, when you look at the people that are let go, it's understandable. It's usually exceptions to the rule more than it being a rule of mass releases with AEW. So yeah, this does feel like a contract running out situation. But I agree with what the chat said. Like, TNA with Elijah, that would make a lot of sense. That would give Elijah a direction on TNA television. Vincent has his past with TNA when he was a part of Honor No More, which I thought was a faction that they could have gotten a lot more out of. So, them with Dutch and Vincent with Elijah, put them in a certain direction. You could have Elijah turn on Joe Hendry and do that as a feud, with now him having some backup in the Righteous.
EJ Ndoku was the other person who departed the company last week. That was a contract expiration as well. Yeah. That was not a release. So yeah, typically they do more contract expiration. They did the releases a year and a half ago or so, maybe a little bit more. That was when the big kind of thing out of that was they released Anthony Henry while he was injured. And people were rightfully upset about that. And then they ended up bringing up back Anthony Henry. But they released a handful of talent during that period. And it was mainly ROH guys. Otherwise, it's typically been contract expirations outside of people who have requested their release. Like, they released Ricky, Malachi, and Miro all at the same time. But all those guys more or less wanted out. So that was why they ended up going. That was not a, hey, we're just gonna budget cut you or something like that. So we'll see what the future holds for the Righteous. I think TNA is probably the right landing spot there. Do something with Elijah, fine. TNA needs something. They need something. I was gonna say who are the tag team champions, but it's the Nemeth, and they're gonna be feuding with the Hardys for about 20 years. So they could use another tag team in there. They should put the title.
Yes, it is the Nemeth. Yeah. It is the Nemeth.
They should put the world title on Elijah and then put the tag team titles on the Righteous. And then watch the business boom.
Boom! No, they put the international title on Elijah and then put the tag team titles on the Righteous.
Nah.
That's true, but I already said it yesterday. I'll say it again. Mustafa Ali needs to beat Joe Hendry for the TNA World Championship.
Fair. That's fair. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see.
Mustafa. Come on, Mustafa. Give it to us.
Anything else? What else is happening in the world of pro wrestling?
I did finish watching Progress, the Super Strong Style 16. Shout outs to Man Like Darice, who is the winner of the tournament. A great match with Leon Slater, my boy, who recognized me when I saw him on Sunday. He was like, "Oh, I forgot you were out here. Good to meet you in person, dude." He's such a sweet kid, man. That dude. And yes, I can call him a kid because he's 20 years old, and I'm like ancient. But yeah, and he's much taller than me though. But yeah, then they had a great matchup. I actually just watched it before we went live here. They tore it up yesterday. Made me slightly disappointed because the night 2 of Strong Style, Super Strong Style 16 had actually more great matches than night one. And I thought night one was great. Go out of your way to watch the main event with Rio beating Nina Samuels for the Progress Women's World Championship. A lot of people in the building in Electric Ballroom really thought that Nina Samuels was going to win because the stipulation was basically title versus Progress career. And of course, like a lot of the buzz in the UK scene is that Riho is going to go to WWE because she's been a part of the UK tryouts. She's been an extra on WWE television, most notably being one of the doctors that checked on Jimmy Uso after the matchup with Gunther. You could tell her from a mile away. I was like, there's only one person in the UK. One lady in the UK who got purple braids. That's Riho, isn't it? So yeah. And they've been doing a great job of like using that because every time they promote her for shows, they'd be like, as seen on Monday Night Raw, Riho. So Riho won the Progress Women's Championship. Hell of an atmosphere. I love the scene over in Progress because there's no guardrails. So after she wins the title, all the fans in the front row go around the ring, start slamming the mat. And she cuts a great promo where she announces that they're doing a super strong style 16 for the women next year. So that got a big response from the fans in attendance. So that was a great moment there. They had a couple of other really good matches on the show, like Michael Oku versus Kid Lycos was a really good matchup. And night two had Michael Oku and Trent Seven, and probably the best match Trent Seven's had since like 2018. Like they had a tremendous matchup. They just beat the crap out of each other. Michael Oku doing tope suicidas that took out like the first two rows of seats, and then they finished it with Michael Oku, who's basically been calling himself the John Cena of UK wrestling scene. So he does the attitude adjustment, he does the proto bomb, and he got the win with the STF. Love that. Love Michael Oku bringing a little bit of heelish tactics to his play, and I think that works out better with Amira in his corner. Like Amira and him have the vibes of like 1987 Macho Man and Elizabeth, but Elizabeth's playing the heel character a lot better. Amira's a lot better at playing heel than Elizabeth was. So love the work he was doing. He had an excellent matchup with Leon Slater in the semifinals as well, with Leon Slater beating him. So I don't know if that'll translate into Rev Pro because they recently had a absolutely outstanding matchup at High Stakes, Leon Slater and Michael Oku for the Rev Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship. That was on the same show as Kanji and Mercedes Moné, which was also another terrific matchup. So congratulations to a man like Darius. He's really kind of stepped up his game, and he's getting his name out there a lot more. Like he was also another standout from the recent UK tryouts for WWE. He got a tryout matchup for TNA Wrestling, and he's only 28 years old. So his career is absolutely ahead of him. Same with Leon Slater, who's only 20 years old. But I love the fact that this was the first time as well for Super Strong Style 16. Two black men were in the finals of Super Strong Style 16. And the UK independent scene is just got some of the best black wrestlers out there, with man like Darius, Leon Slater, Michael Oku. Like they're really tearing it up, and they really feel like they're the top stars, along with guys like Luke Jacobs and Cara Noir, who those two had a great matchup for the Progress World Championship. So wanted to show some love to Progress. They had a great show I went to on Sunday, and then they had another great show yesterday for the bank holiday. That's what they call it out here.
Louis in Super Chat says momentum for Chase U night school. You can't stop it, Joel. You can't stop it, SP3. Sorry, that was the meanest thing I've ever said.
Yeah, oh my god. Just stab me in the face next time. Like,
I know. I'm sorry. That was so mean of me. I apologize. Apologize.
How dare you?
I know. I at least recognize that was quickly my mistake, you know. I apologize. That's my fault.
I agree with Zeno Hour. See, I will never say that again. But I agree with Zeno Hour. He said the summer of Riho before she leaves for Orlando. I think they should do that. They should do that.
Well, the better Zeno Hour one is Elijah wins the world title and is confronted by Chase U Naito.
No. No,
That's the better Xeno Hour chat.
Will y'all stop with the Naito and Chase U?
Dude, Naito Chase U is one of my greatest ideas, and I've had a lot of them, but it's one of my greatest ideas.
This man's gonna make a clip. He's gonna make a clip.
I'm 100%. He's gonna make this short.
This guy loves making clips of his nonsense, and I was getting mentions yesterday of cooking when I was talking about the WWE and AEW not utilizing talent. I had even Cam Hawkins chimed in, was like SP3 cooking out here, and he only put that as a clip. He puts his nonsense talking about I forgot.
Oh no, I did the Dakota Kai release clip. That was like worthwhile. That's right. That was.
That's right.
So to provide insight on this, I try to do like something timely from the show during the day of. Yeah. So like the Dakota Kai release was more or less timely. Your comments, which are very good, like that I could probably put up on the weekend, and like it has the same impact as Monday as it would a Saturday or Sunday. So that's probably a weekend clip. So that's how I try.
You can't take it back, Cam. Can't take it back, Cam. It's in the ether. It's already there. That's like Becky Lynch saying she takes back Sports Illustrated, saying she's the greatest to ever do it.
Today's clip is going to be us arguing about Randy Orton and Edge.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. I love arguing with my friends. Don't ever think if we seem like we're getting serious about it, that means that this is actually a real debate. But he's still my friend at the end of the day. I do this every Thursday with Jimmy McAram. I'm used to not agreeing with my friend. We had a whole argument, me and Jimmy, on AEW about the All-Star 8-man tag because Jimmy hates fun.
Oh, I was like, he hated that, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, I said it to you before we did it. I was like, I know this man hated this matchup.
Yeah.
And he's literally like, he was like, I refuse to believe you like this match. You're just trolling me.
Yeah, I know Jimmy hated that match. That checks out. They should do a match. I mean, the 8-man tag was close to it. They need to do a true comedy match in AEW. Like really go for it. Get Orange Cassidy. Hopefully he's healing up well. Orange Cassidy is doing a classic comedy style match against like Ricochet. You imagine Ricochet and Orange Cassidy just doing like goofball spots? That would rule.
That would actually be a lot of fun. Yeah. But it would still be a good matchup. So
it'd still be good, yeah. But yes.
Like when I think of true comedy matches, I think of like Colt Cabana in like mid 2000s Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Colt Cabana. They should do Colt Cabana against CP Monk. Where's he been at?
I haven't heard that name in years. No, they need to do Colt Cabana versus Tetsuya Naito. No, what they really need to do is our greatest booking that we ever mutually did, which is Naito versus Orange Cassidy. It's a year-long feud.
They do have to do Naito and Orange Cassidy again. I think they do have to do that match, but I don't know if they'll ever get to it. If Tetsuya Naito's not going to enroll in Chase U, then him doing a year-long feud with Orange Cassidy where they never wrestle and they just do like run-ins backstage and stare downs and emotes. That's the only other acceptable Naito booking that I will hear.
Oh, so on Wrestling Dontaku, they said Rocky Romero was trying to recruit for the Don Callis family, and he was looking at LIJ members. How about Tetsuya Naito join Don Callis family? Natural feud with the conglomeration, but he's only signing with Don Callis because he's paying him to not wrestle.
Okay, all right. I don't want Naito like showing up and doing stuff. That's the thing.
No, you just do the backstage Don Callis interviews, and then they do the whole interview, and you're like, "Where's Naito?" And he's just over here, just sleeping.
Yeah,
he's in the corner, just sleeping.
I don't want him actually like doing anything on these shows. He wrestles like the 6-mans and the 8-mans, but just like never tags in, and that's like the bit. like Alexander will tag in, and then I know Brian Cage is Lance tags in, Takeshi tags in, Kyle Fletcher tags in. Naito just holds the tag rope the whole time.
No, he's not even holding the tag rope. He's still trying to disrobe. You saw how he did on the Taco show where he just kept buttoning up his shirt and then tried to unbutton it again.
He tags in. He tags in one time and like disrobes, but then buttons it back up and tags out. Just doesn't do anything.
Or he does what he did against Yano, I think it was like last year or the year before, where he just kept doing his entrance. He would do the whole entrance and then it would get down to his music and he didn't even make it to the ring yet. So he would go all the way back and get the music restarted so he can do his entrance again. But he's doing that throughout an entire matchup as the Don Callis family are fighting like 3-on-4.
They're part of Anarchy in the Arena, and Naito's music plays the whole time. He just walks around. He doesn't do anything. He just walks around the whole match.
Or he
in
just
the crowd, has a drink.
He does like a Jey Uso. He's like, one more time. One more time.
Naito's cage match would be hilarious, and that like he's in these matches, but he never actually like wrestles in them. So it looks like he's had like 15 matches, but he's taken 0 bumps and thrown no strikes or anything in any of these matches. That would roll. The most he's trolling cage match at that point. That's deep level trolling right there.
Deep cuts, cage match. Gotta put his name down because he's scheduled for the match.
Yeah, he's technically in the match. All right, Tony. You gotta beat NXT to the punch of Chase U here. I've given both companies top tier ideas. We've given both companies top tier ideas here. One of them's got to pull this off. Either Chase U, Naito, or like you said, Don Callis family Naito. One or the other. We gotta pull this off.
I'm here for any and all of this. Any and all of this.
All right. Anything else in the world of wrestling that is going on? NXT is tonight. That's a show that exists. Julia and Jordynne Grace. That's a good match.
I'm looking forward to that.
I think Jordynne Grace will win to set up her and Vacker. I could also see them doing a non-finish to set up a triple threat match because,
that's what WWE does nowadays. Yeah. I am going to go with Julia to win because there has to be a reason why they just haven't made it official that Roxanne and Julia are on Monday Night Raw. So maybe they want to do one more Julia and Stephanie Vaquer matchup to put a bow on that rivalry.
I think that Jordynne Grace just wins and Julia stays on Raw, and then Jordynne Grace wins the title and Vaquer just moves up and she's on Raw, and they start having a new women's division headed by Jordynne Grace. Joe Hendry teaming with go ahead. Sorry. No,
I was just gonna say, well, we don't know when the draft is gonna be, like, because WWE has this ridiculous schedule over the next couple of months where they're doing a show every 2 weeks. They got Backlash this weekend. 2 weeks from now, they got Saturday night's main event and then Battleground. Then 2 weeks after that, they got the Money in the Bank and Worlds Collide. Then 2 weeks after that, they got I think it's the Saudi show, or 2 or 3 weeks after that they got the Saudi show, and then a week after that they got probably Evolution. They'll probably announce it like this weekend to try to change the perception of them releasing all these women.
Well, you see, SP3, if you thought that WrestleMania was a little bit underwhelming, that was by design, because they had the Raw after Mania, Backlash, Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank, Evolution 2, and the draft coming up. So,
and Saturday night's main event.
And another Saturday night's main event.
And another Saturday night's main event. And then
And
SummerSlam is the real culmination of everything.
Dude, the schedule is always busy. It's like it's underwhelming by design.
No, this is ridiculous. This one is ridiculous. It's like every 2 to 3 weeks. Like they haven't done anything like this since like 2020 when they did. I think they did SummerSlam, and then the week after was Payback.
They should just ban all of wrestling.
I need a rest. I'm done.
I told you, SP3, you got on me about my 1-day wrestling marathon, and then you get 6 days of rest. It ain't looking so bad now, is it? You just got to power through 1 day, and then the other 6 days, you don't got to worry about anything.
But I just want WWE to just do all their shows in 1 day. I don't care about AEW and Ring of Honor. No, I'm not really watching. I watch Ring of Honor on tape delay. But like AEW, I don't mind them doing, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Saturday. WWE, I just need you to put all your shows on 1 day, please. Please.
All the wrestling on 1 day and then 6 days of rest. That's how
I'm good. I don't want to do a marathon day of wrestling.
That's how it
should. I gotta watch stuff.
You already do a marathon day of wrestling.
When?
I feel like every day you're just watching a bunch of wrestling.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
It's like, oh, I'm watching the New Japan show, and now the Stardom show, now the Marigold show. Now I have to watch the Progress show. Like that's all you're doing is watching wrestling. Trying to consolidate this into 1 day.
But then there's LFG, which is not wrestling. It's real television. Real television. I actually watched episode 13, so I don't know if you want me to do the C-suite today or tomorrow.
We'll do it tomorrow because there ain't going to be a ton to talk about with NXT, I imagine. Are we gonna watch the Titus O'Neil Bachelor show? You saw this?
I saw that and all I saw is that WWE wrestler is set for a dating show. I didn't click on the link.
So it's called King's Court. It's on Bravo. It's Titus O'Neil, Tyson Beckford, the model, and Carlos Boozer, NBA player, former NBA player, Carlos Boozer. So they're these 3 bachelors, and like they're going after like 12 women, and it's a dating reality show. I feel like we're gonna have to watch and review this, right? Like this is right up our alley.
We're gonna either have to do it for In the Weeds or Reality Rumble. Either one.
This is right up our alley. It premieres in July, so
got some time. Time. We'll put it to the comment section. If you've made it this far in the video, let us know in the comments down below if you want us to review King's Court on In the Weeds on Tuesdays or Thursdays.
We're gonna review it anyway. I don't care what the commenters say.
No, I'm saying for In the Weeds, we're gonna review it anyway, but we got to determine where we're gonna review.
Fair. Right, the rest of NXT, Joe Hendry is teaming with Hank and Tank against Dark State. I think that Sakan Sugars should pen Joe Hendry and become the TNA champion.
Saquon Sugars is the best member of Dark State, not named Cutler James with the upper Cutler. But yeah. I think Dark State is going to definitely win, but I think it's going to more set up.
They're
Dark
penning
State.
Hank and Tank.
Yeah, they're going after the tag team titles. They'll be the next NXT tag team champions. I would say by Battleground.
They should stack Hank and Tank and Joe Hendry and just pin them that way. And then they win they're the technical TNA and NXT champions. They should take the titles. We haven't had in a while a good title stealing angle. Most of those angles suck, but we haven't had a good title stealing angle in a while.
I agree.
Unless you want to count Jon Moxley's whole title reign as a title stealing.
He's stealing the joy out of the AEW World Titles.
We haven't seen it. I mean, it feels like he's stolen it. Not like we've seen the title.
Nope.
Cope stole it and then smashed it with a bat.
Yo, you could have opened it. That still annoys me. That he had a spike bat, and he just decided to hit the briefcase with it instead of trying to open it.
I think Cope should be moved down the tier list 15 spots just for that.
No, you're confusing people. Cope and Edge, two different people.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Zarya against Kalani Jordan. This should be good as long as they get some time. It's a good match.
Yeah, I think that should be good. I think Zarya picks up the win. You think they're building to Zarya turning on Sol Ruka?
I don't know if they're gonna turn or they're gonna like just still be best friends. I hope they remain friends. I don't need anybody to turn.
I think Zarya needs to turn heel to actually get the spotlight because she's felt like the third wheel of those big signings from last fall.
Oh yeah, I mean she was off television for a little bit, and yeah. I assume she will turn, but I like the pairing between Zarya and Sol Ruka. They're fun.
Zaruka, you love Sol Ruka?
Yeah, I like the skits that they do. They're funny.
Goofy ass skits, man.
It is, but it's fun.
And they don't even do it on television. They show it like on the social media. Like, this is what they did on social media. Here's like 2 seconds of it.
NXT Championship #1 contenders match, 25-man battle royal. Thea Hale should win.
This is like, I mean, that's like probably a better option than the people that they listed to be in this matchup. But you know who's the best? You know who's winning this? The monster, the Reaper, Jasper Troy of LFG. Let's go, baby. LFG is the place to be.
You know who should just turn up for this? Eddie Thorpe. He was advertised. He should just fucking show up and be like, I'm on the graphic. Look.
Dude,
you advertised me for this match.
I got my way in. I'm in this. You should either have the monster Jasper Troy win or Anthony Showtime Luke with the Spine Buster, which reminded Booker T of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Or you can have Shiloh, Hellraiser, Hill get the victory, Undertaker's prize student, or you can have Bailey Humphrey, who just got dropped. Like it said yesterday, just got dropped, got eliminated from LFG. She's in the matchup. She wins.
Thea Hill.
LFG. Whoever is from LFG should win. That's what I'm calling.
Thea Hale should win.
LFG.
I mean, Trick is gonna win, right? Like it's gonna be Trick.
No, I don't think he is. I think Joe Hendry's gonna screw him.
Okay, then who's gonna win?
I told you, Jasper Troy.
I would actually love if they did something like Jasper Troy or Shiloh Hill or whoever. Like have one of the
you know who's got to win. The West Coast gangster, BJ Ray.
Oh, God.
Let's go.
Is he even in the thing? I don't think he's in it.
I don't think he was. I think they only had
What if Timothy Thatcher just wins? Like fuck it. Timothy Thatcher versus Obafemi.
Brad Baylor of Swipe Right wins.
Oh, look, I'm for that. I'm for Brad Baylor winning, and then Grayson Waller comes out. He helps him at Battleground, and then we get the Waller Vanity Project. However we get there, I'm fine.
The Grayson Waller Effect Vanity Project.
And Javon Evans is probably the winner here. Honestly, that makes sense.
Do you think they should do Javon this early? I think they should wait a little while before they give Javon another shot.
But they've at least set up Javon. Like the only two people they've set up is Javon and Trick. And if you're not going to do Javon or Trick, then who are you doing?
Miles Bourne and No Coda Catch Crew, they got their story going on with Miles trying to get more exposure, more opportunities. Maybe you have Charlie Dempsey win by eliminating Miles Bourne.
Who from TNA could actually like make sense to win this thing?
Mike Santana.
They ain't doing Mike Santana and Obafemi.
Why not? That's a great match. That's
Yeah.
a match that should main event.
No, that's a fantastic match, but I don't think they would have beat Santana. Like he's about to be TNA champion. They don't want to beat him.
Why would they do Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana?
I don't know if they're going to do Mike Santana against Joe Hendry. It might be.
You think Joe Hendry loses to Trick Williams at Battleground?
It wouldn't shock me, honestly. It wouldn't shock me.
It was like we need a WWE name to be in the main event of Slammiversary to sell these damn tickets. So
Ali comes in and he's like, I'm owed a North American title shot as well, guys.
I'm getting a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Can I cash in my North American title shot to get in this battle royal? Thanks.
Macklin would be cool, but I don't think he's gonna be facing like Obafemi or anything. Macklin is also a champion in TNA. What about Mance? Manser just comes in and shoots on everybody.
See, now we're thinking. Now we're coming up with some really good ideas. But why should it be like Eric Young or something?
I don't know. I don't think anybody from TNA is actually gonna win it. It feels like Javon's winning this thing.
Yeah, that's the probably the best option. I just think it's too early to give him another shot after he just lost in the 3-way.
Which is fair. I mean, it's fair, but it feels like that's what they're setting up. So
or Ricky Saints.
He's already a champion, though. Yeah, is he even in the battle?
Why not? Why not? Why not?
I don't even know if he's in
when has somebody being a champion ever stopped TNA? I mean, NXT. Same difference.
They love their double champions for a week before they force them to relinquish the title.
Oma's going to be double champion for 2 weeks.
I don't think Ricky's in the battle royal, so it won't be him.
Well, we don't know who's going to be in the battle royal because someone's got to replace Eddie Thorpe.
I still think Eddie Thorpe should just show up. He calls himself Carl Fredericks, and he's like, "Look, it's me on the poster.
Me.
I'm advertised right here,
but it's someone. It's someone that looks like me."
If they do Ridge Holland and Obafemi, I might have to get Shawn Michaels arrested.
Shawn Michaels loves Ridge Holland for some reason.
I don't think Ridge Holland is like a terrible heel, mind you. I don't. I think there is a spot for Ridge Holland. That spot is not at the top of the card challenging for the title. That's where I'm at. I think there is a spot for him. It's just not at the top of the card. Omos would be a good call, but they ain't gonna do Omos.
Omos is on the bench.
They don't bench people, SP3. Stop it.
I'm gonna keep saying that because I know you're gonna respond with that. They do.
Knock it off. Cannot put that out there. We cannot put it out there that they bench people. Can't do it.
Benched. Or no, waiting for creative. That's how they put it.
Yes.
Waiting on creative.
They are not benched. They are checking the mail. They're waiting to get. They are checking their email, waiting on creative. I like.
Oh, he's not. He's not bench. He's backstage. He's getting his leg checked on. He's with the medical. He's with the medical team.
He's checking his email. He's not benched.
He's in catering.
I like waiting on creative. I like that. We should trademark that. All right.
Waiting on creative.
Yeah. All right.
That's what we should do as a segment on this show, where we come up with creative for people who have been benched or waiting on creative.
We do that anyway. We don't. It's not even a segment. That's just the show.
He's like, that's 90% of my material.
Yeah. That's what we do half the time. Is just find creative for these people. All right, Omos. You know what I would do with Omos? Chase you.
Everybody's in Chase you.
Omos helps welcome in Naito to Chase you.
Oh God, what are we doing?
Because he's talking about his time in Japan. He's like, oh, I was in Japan as well. He can relate with Naito as the transfer student because he did a semester abroad in Japan. So he can help Naito get acclimated to the United States. Imagine Naito being the worker of the group. Or sorry, imagine Omos being the worker of the group between Omos and Naito. Omos is the guy, getting beat up and getting the heat on him and everything. And Naito runs in for the hot tag, which is really just him like chilling and doing nothing. And people just bumping around off of his aura alone. Naito just goes, and someone takes a back bump. Like, fuck, I'm out.
I'm gonna have Omos to have a stint in TNA where he wins the TNA World Tag Team Championships, and then he just says he has to go back to WWE in the middle of his tag team title run. Oh my bad, they already did that.
Oh, he wins the TNA tag team titles by himself though. He doesn't have a partner.
Smart.
Yeah.
He can beat both Nemets by himself.
Yeah, they do a TLC match: the Nemesis, the Hardys, and Omos. And Omos just reaches up and grabs the damn thing.
He tippy toes and gets it.
Yeah. That's all that happens. He doesn't need the ladder. He just tippy toes and gets the belts.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good. Oh no, he can team with Sidney Akeem.
All right.
Since he's with the company. Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I like that duo.
No.
I just like Omos winning on his own though. He has both titles.
He's like, I just want Omos to win all the titles on his own.
Yeah. He just wins both the titles by himself. Rule. And then he goes back to WWE. He just drops the TNA tag team titles and he's like, here you go, WWE.
He's like, I gotta go back to WWE. And they're gonna be like, for what? He's like, stuff.
Just doing shit.
I'm just doing stuff.
He should take the TNA tag team titles to WWE, and he just has them, and like no one knows what they are. They don't recognize them, even though TNA is like part. Even though TNA is like part of the program and everything, and like the Hardys have been on NXT TV with the TNA tag team titles, they don't recognize them with Omos. Omos just got both titles over his shoulders. They're like, "Hey, Omos, good to see you." It's like, "Thank you." They're like suspenders for him.
They're so small. They think it's suspenders, and he just claps them on to his pants.
And people are just thinking like, "Oh, he's iced out with these championships as suspenders."
Those are some iced out suspenders.
They don't recognize that they're the TNA tag team titles. Like Ryan Nemeth comes to NXT and he's like, "Me and my brother want the TNA tag team," and everybody's like, "The fuck is this guy talking about? The TNA? There are no TNA tag team titles.
You guys haven't had that for months."
Yeah.
Like, you don't see this guy? That's his suspenders. What are you talking about?
They think like the Nemesis are just like crazy, and so they get the Nemesis committed. So the Nemesis now have to go to the mental hospital, and then we get segments with the Nemesis in the padded cells, and they're just like they want to be actors and shit, right? Like Ryan Nemesis think he is in like plays and whatnot. I'm giving them a Leo DiCaprio Shutter Island moment here. So now we're doing Shutter Island cinema for NXT. I've booked a great segment here for Omos.
That's like 6 months of material.
Yeah.
Just did Omos.
Yeah. I came up with this in like 30 seconds, and you're telling me they got nothing for this guy?
He's still waiting on creative. They do have stuff. They're just waiting on creative.
I gave you 6 months worth of material for Omos, and you have nothing for him. I should be a WWE writer. I should 100% be a WWE
You probably put as much thought process as they put into what they do.
I would be great. I get so angry when they shoot down all my ideas, though. I get on my burner account and just start like,
these guys stink. This creative sucks.
fucking Shawn Michaels won't hear me out on Omos.
No wonder he's got me blocked. He's like, I feel like those Marines in that bar in Syracuse.
I want the ROH pencil. That's all I'm asking for. I just want the ROH pencil.
Someone needs it. No one else uses it.
Let me run ROH. I already got my ace.
I'm vanilla, baby.
And then we can go from there. I'm putting the title on him. Bandito, sorry. You're out of here. Bandito.
Go back to AEW TV.
Yeah. I just got an
Nick
email
Wayne,
from,
TV champion.
I'm pretty sure this is a spam email, but I got an email from Dwayne Johns.
That's a perfect place to end this show.
It's a phishing email. It's from Dwayne Johns, who claims, I can't even say what the hell I purchased. I'll get in trouble if I say it. Is this a... Dwayne Johns sent me an invoice for a Glock 19 Generation 5 for $689.
Jesus Christ. This is expensive ass gun.
I don't know if that's a real thing. I don't know anything about guns. I don't know if a Generation 5 Glock 19 is a real thing. But
I didn't even know guns had generations.
Yeah, apparently. So what if they got bodies on them? It still looks new. It's fine. Apparently, I used PayPal to get this. Just purchasing guns through PayPal.
Who does that?
Me with this invoice.
Apparently
clearly.
you.
Yeah.
Apparently you, yeah.
They're like, we know you need this after watching the Thunder and the Avs the last two games. All right, I'm tapped out after that.
See, this is where the show peaks. All right. We shall see
SP3,
you all.
let them know where they can find you at.
We shall see you all tomorrow. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I will be live in about 40 minutes with Romeo over on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel to review Monday Night Raw and Rated Raw review. We'll hear how Romeo likes stuff that I don't like because he loves the WWE. And no, but otherwise we will talk about what was a good episode of Monday Night Raw last night. So join us for that. I will also be here tomorrow. You get SP3 5 times this week on Fightful television, maybe more. I don't know yet. But 5 times, so it's SP15. But thank you. Follow me on the Twitter machine and see me over on True Hill Heat for Rated Raw review. Thank you, Jeremy.
You know what the difference is? Oh, sorry. I pulled up the wrong super chat or the wrong comment. All right, let me try my promo again. You know what the difference is between me and everyone else who wants the ROH pencil and makes jokes on Twitter? They make their little jokes on Twitter, and Tony Khan's like, ha ha ha, no, we're not doing that. And then they just walk out of the office with their head down, crying on Twitter. Me, I go into Tony's office. I say, Tony, give me the ROH pencil. He says, no. I pull the Glock out on him. And he changes his mind, and I get the pencil.
He's like, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke.
Thank God not enough people watch this show to like clip this stuff. This guy's threatening Tony Khan with a Glock.
He's threatening Tony Khan with a clock to give him the ROH pencil. Someone cares.
Oh, we'll be back tomorrow, everybody. I think SP3 will be here again. My wife is messaging me saying I cannot extort Tony Khan.
Yeah, I would ask for money. I wouldn't ask for the ROH pencil.
No, I want the ROH pencil. I don't care about money. I'll make money by booking ROH. We'll make millions with my ideas. We'll get that damn television deal that Chris Jericho can't fucking get. We'll get it off of my booking. Just wait. I'm going to cost Tony so much money because I'm going to get the pencil and I'm like, thank you. I ain't booking a fucking thing until we get this Jack Harlow song.
He's going to set to spend all his money to make your ace give him his theme song.
I'm giving you nothing until we get this Jack Harlow song.
That's where his priorities is up, ladies and gentlemen.
Why can't I get the NWA pencil at the very least? Come on.
Oh, God. I wouldn't. Why would you want a pencil for a place that nobody watches?
I'll make people watch it.
I ain't watching it.
Invested. I will get people invested in the NWA with my ideas. I want the ROH pencil. That's all I want. That's what I truly want.
Have at it.
SP3 and I will be back tomorrow. We'll have NXT to talk about. We'll come up with creative for more people. And
so Ludwig Kaiser. We'll do Ludwig Kaiser tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't like thinking about it though. Like my best ideas are like on the spot.
There was another name. I'll come up with Ludwig Kaiser, so I have time to think about it. And then there was another name in the chat that I'll try to remember.
All right. My best stuff is like on the spot. If I like actually think about it, I'll come up with something like very cookie cutter, and it's no fun in that way. Start the hashtag. Give Jeremy the ROH pencil. I'll talk to you all tomorrow, everyone. Appreciate everybody. Enjoy your night. Bye.